I was losing my breath. I couldn't breathe. I was losing my mind because, quite frankly, my business was failing. And I knew that if I didn't do this, there was only one thing that actually might save me. What is it? Keep watching. Let's get to work. You an entrepreneur, I got what you need. Hey, my loves. Welcome back to my channel. If you are an avid CP TV watcher, and if you're new here, welcome. This is the place where I give you the systems, the processes, the tips, and the tools to help you scale and grow your business so that you can achieve the entrepreneurial freedom that you desire and the reason why you actually started your own business. So if you're into that, make sure you subscribe, because every Tuesday I am going to keep it real and give you exactly what you need to get it done as an entrepreneur. Make sure you subscribe and like and comment. I'm looking for some engagement. And this is the day that I actually get to do my favorite thing of all, and that's answer the questions that come directly from you. So let's dive in to today's question. So today's question actually comes from Charlotte M. And Charlotte writes, CP, why does having and documenting business processes even matter? Well, Charlotte, let me count the ways.
Let me count the ways. 1,000, 2,000, 3,000.
It really hit me that business processes were so important when I went through a period in my business where I stopped creating those processes. I stopped documenting those processes. And I'd always and have always been a process and systems and infrastructure person. And so my businesses always flowed very, very well and very, very easily. And it was like I was really in the midst of running systems-driven businesses versus people-driven businesses. So that meant that I could pull any person, plop them into a role in my organization, and we could keep it moving and be successful. Well, at one point, the entire market changed, and I had to change my business. I had sold one, I had sold some stuff off, and I was revamping, changing my service model, changing my product model. And I got to a point where I was in the midst of doing all that stuff, and there were other people on my team actually delivering the services and doing the sales and doing all that stuff. But because it was new products and services and different, I didn't take the time to actually document exactly how to get everything done. And I wasn't paying attention to documentation. I was kind of counting and relying on other people to create these processes and to document them. We instituted some Lean Six Sigma stuff in the organization. I had my whole staff go through actually getting certified, but what was missing was the actual processes themselves. And when I left it up to other people to actually create them is really when things, and I would say the shit really did hit the fan. I mean, for us, everything kind of started imploding, and my business was literally going backwards from a revenue perspective, from a growth perspective, from a profit margin perspective. And I could not for the life of me wrap my arms around why. We were losing customers. People just weren't having the same customer experience. Our sales and conversion rates had changed drastically and dropped. My salespeople weren't out there being as effective as they could have been. I thought it was time management issues or laziness and all these other things. And what it really boiled down to, once I took a step back and actually evaluated it, what it really boiled down to was they were just winging it through everything every single day. And that made it so that they couldn't manage their time well. They had difficulty multitasking. They weren't able to deliver the exact same customer experience to every single customer that our clients were used to. And so people were getting pissed off and they were leaving us. And so that was really when I said to myself, do not fix what wasn't broken, right? Do not go back and just stop doing what you've always known your entire entrepreneurial career is the most important thing to do. And that's create a business that is systems driven so that it can thrive, it can grow, and it can be consistent and efficient. And once I came to terms with the fact that I had dropped the ball on that exact topic, it's when the importance of business processes really smacked me in the face. And so now I want to get into the reasons why it's so important, Charlotte and everybody else out there. And I want you to really hear what I'm saying. And if you don't believe me, there's a book that I absolutely love. I'll actually link to it in the description below called The E-Myth. I've been reading it my entire career. I had put it on the bookshelf for a while and forgot to actually continue to read it, but I brought it back out when I was facing this failing business that I was experiencing, just to kind of get my mind right again. And the whole concept of it is to build a business that in itself is a product. Because I know this, right? When you want to sell, if someone comes to you and offers you money for your business, or your goal is to actually grow your business and sell it for a large chunk of money and move on to the next thing, what someone's going to be looking at when they're valuing your business isn't just your product or your service. I mean, let's face it, there's very few products and services out there that are so unique that someone can't find them anywhere. What's really going to make them buy your business is the systems, the processes that you have in place to make it flow and to make it function without you. And that's really what people are going to be into. Not just the product and the service, but what it takes to deliver it, not having to reinvent the wheel. That's what they're going to buy. And that's when you know that the business itself can be its own product or service. So reason number one as to why it's so important to have business processes. It's the glue that holds everything together. The processes that you do that have turned your business into the business that it is the very basis that allows you to sell what you do, to deliver the services on what you do, to market what you do, to perform the way that you perform. It's the foundation. And believe it or not, when I say processes, you already have them, I'm sure. There's a step-by-step thing that you do every single time you do it that's important for your business in order to be successful. And over time, you've developed the perfect strategies and the perfect processes to actually get it done the best way. Well, that's why it's so important to have a process, right? It becomes a habit and all you do is improve on it. Have you ever had those mornings where you've got your own get up in the morning and get dressed process, right? You kind of do things the same way every single morning. And if something throws off your morning, you might walk out the house and forget to brush your teeth, or walk out the house and forget to put deodorant on. I mean, it's happened to all of us, especially if something out of the way happens. Well, the process that you go through in waking up, getting dressed, having your cup of coffee, getting in the shower, the whole process that you have, it's the glue that kind of holds your morning together. Otherwise, things get left in the lurch, things get left in the dust, and things don't get done. So processes hold everything together and make sure that every single time you do it, it's going to be the same and it's just going to get better and better and better over time. Reason number two why business processes are so important. And it actually goes back to something that my grandmother taught me a long time ago, because she would say it to me. And when she was doing different things for me as I was growing up, she always made me watch her do them or participate with her. And I used to always say, Grandma, why do you make me stand here when you're warming up dinner and watch you do it? And she turned to me, and I'll never forget it because it's something I've carried on throughout my entire life, personally and professionally. She turned to me, looked me in the face and said, baby, if you're the only one who can do something, you'll always be the only one doing it. And eventually, when you can't do it anymore, it won't get done. And that is so important to business processes and you and your business. Without the processes and the documentation of the processes, you will always be the only one who can ever do it the way that it needs to be done. And even as an entrepreneur, sometimes you have founder syndrome where you're thinking to yourself, if I don't do it, it's not gonna get done. Or, it's just easier for me to do it so it can be done right. Well, developing a process, a step-by-step, and beginning to actually document that is the only way that you'll ever truly be free, right? Let's face it. You became an entrepreneur, not just to deliver your genius zone into the world, not just to have impact, but to ultimately create a lifestyle that would allow you to enjoy life. Well, freedom comes from leverage, and you don't have leverage if you can never teach anybody else how to do different things in your business. And you'll only ever be able to go so far as long as you are the only one doing it, because you're one person. There's only a certain number of hours in the day. There's only a certain number of days in the week and weeks in the months and months in the year. So if you don't have a process that you're aware exists step by step and the ability to actually document them, you'll never be able to transfer that successfully to somebody else. Reason number 3 why business processes are so important is because a business with good foundational processes can pivot and redirect on a dime. And that is important because your market will be ever changing. Your customer and client needs will be forever changing. There's all kinds of things that can get into the mix and ultimately require you to pivot in your business. You might have to switch up your products and services, or how they're marketed, or how they're actually being delivered, right? I mean, there's so many different factors that go along from the outside, that threats, I would say, that impact what your business is able to do. If you don't have good processes, you will never be able to make that change quickly. I've personally experienced it. I had to change the entire business model in one of my businesses because the government got involved with controlling the revenue and the income that could be earned on what I had been doing for almost 10 years. And when that happened, I was so grateful that I was so process oriented, because I was able to come up with an idea and actually infuse a whole new product line, a whole new service line into an existing business and continue to move forward with that, because the processes were the processes were the processes. We were able to plop a new service and a new product into our new processes, get a few new people with some skill sets, and keep it moving. Reason number 4 that business processes are so important. Well, quite frankly, processes are the only way that you can truly train, retain, and develop your team. If you're the only one that has everything in their head and the only one who knows how to get something done, you will never be able to transfer that to another person. I have clients, friends, and even myself. As an entrepreneur, our goal is to create a bunch of mini-me's, right? A bunch of people who feel the exact same way about our businesses and can do things the exact same way that we've always done them, and want to give the same commitment and give the same time, and you just don't understand why they're making the choices and they're doing things a certain way when you would do it totally different. So your goal and your desire is to create a mini-me.
Breathtaking. I shall call him Mini-Me.
Well, how do you expect to actually be able to create that mini-me if you don't give them the tools and the processes that you've used to grow your business up to this point? If you want them to do it the exact same way that you've always done it, and you want to teach them how to do it the best, the most effectively, the most efficiently, the highest converting way, then there has to be a process for them to follow along, because you can't just tell people how to do things in order for them to learn it. You've got to tell them, you've got to show them, then you've got to watch them do it. And that means step by step, you have to walk them through it. And reason number 5 why business processes are so important, because having them will both save you lots and make you a lot of money.
What you talking about, Willis?
And I say that because efficiency comes from step-by-step processes. People not having to figure things out and wing it from scratch every single time saves time. Down to your emails that you send out. If you know that you've been selling your own products and services forever, and you've sent those products and services off to someone, and ultimately you've used the same follow-up email sequence that allows someone to actually convert and say yes, well, you're going to want to create a template of that email sequence so that the next salesperson isn't guessing and figuring it out and trying out something new and winging it every single time. So efficiency, when you're in a service-based business, when you're a coach, a consultant, or service-based organization, people delivering your services means that time is money. When you can save time, you save money. And efficiency allows you to save time. Making you money is on the other side that I'm talking about. And that really comes down to selling your business and retaining your customers. The customer experience is really at the core of doing the same thing the same way every single time. If you've created a customer experience and a process that allows your customers to feel things the exact same way every single time, then that process is what makes you successful. It's what gravitates customers to you. It's what makes them choose you, and it's what makes them stay with you. If you don't have the business process down that creates that type of feeling and experience for your customers, you'll never be able to give it to anybody else. So it's going to make you money because you're going to retain more of your customers. But I'm going to go back to something I said in the very beginning. If you ever want to sell your business for big bucks and walk away, you got to have processes. Nobody is interested, take it from someone who knows, in investing in a business that doesn't have any processes in place, because ultimately it's going to be more work than they really want to pay for. So thank you so much, Charlotte, for your question. Hopefully I killed it for you, and for all of you out there who tuned in today. Hopefully you're walking away right now knowing that if you don't have the business processes that you need to have in place, please start working towards getting them down right now. And until next time, it is happy hour time, ladies and gentlemen. Let's meet at the bar, finish this conversation, and until next time, love you guys. Bye.